Hello, hello, and welcome back as I struggle to come to grips with the death of Squirrel Girl in Perfidious Pete Plays Darkest Dungeon. And don't get me wrong, I'm not struggling because Dorian Green got chopped in half by some sort of budget Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson from The Scorpion King. I don't care about the fact that a scorpion demon ripped her in half down in Lair 2 of the Darkest Dungeon. Not at all, really. I hated Squirrel Girl more than I hate the creeping obesity of my sedentary lifestyle that's slowly and irrevocably destroying my body. And I hate that quite a bit. The thing I'm struggling with is that Squirrel Girl's demise, it validated everything that I despise about Squirrel Girl. Her can-do attitude and irrepressible moxie, it's irritating as shit, but also it was the thing that carried her through to the end of the Darkest Dungeon. And ultimately, she wound up sacrificing herself to both save her friends from certain destruction and simultaneously snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. And now that she's died a big damn hero, there's no chance for her to perish in ignominy. She wins forever. Only in dying could you achieve ultimate triumph, Squirrel Girl. God, I hate you. I feel like Benedict Cumberbatch in Sherlock right now because Squirrel Girl just Professor Moriarty'd all over me. I hate you so much. I hate you so much, Squirrel Girl, and I can never have my revenge. You know, I suppose, actually, you know what? No, never mind. I can totally get revenge on Squirrel Girl. If the event comes up that lets us bring a dead hero back to life and we get a chance to resurrect Squirrel Girl, we'll just bring her back and then we can kill her all over again and have her, like, get chewed on by a spider, Bruce Wayne style. Yeah. Be like, oh, what are the chances Squirrel Girl comes back from the dead, Pete? Hey, she's a Marvel character, which means it's basically a mortal lock that at some point she winds up getting resurrected. The only Spider-Man character that stays dead is Uncle Ben and Bucky, and even that's not true anymore. So, what are we going to do this week? Well, we're going to get you out of here. What do we need to do? Well, I think we're going to take X Factor down and do a little EXPing now that they're all patched up from their various and sundry woes. But remember, hashtag fuck the Weald. We are never going back to the Weald ever again, so it looks like we're going to be doing a long mission in the Warrens. Well, you know what? Yeah, that's fine. Long mission is good for EXP. So let's grab Polaris, Old Havoc here. Sorry, Valerie. Agent Cooper there is bringing up the rear, and I guess we'll throw multiple man in the second slot. Let's get our trinkets out and equip everything, resort those by rarity, and get these bad boys equipped. So what do we want to have our Crusader roll? I mean, our Crusader, we've been doing pretty straightforward. We're just going to go with the old Crusader's orders and the Commander's orders. We've been getting good utility out of those. I've really been liking the stun maneuver from our Houndmaster, so I think we give him the cudgel weight. What do we want to back that up with? Houndmaster's collar is pretty good. It does make him a little vulnerable to not being healed, but ultimately, yeah, I think that's a good way to rock. And nothing fancy. Our Vestals, they've been on pretty much lockdown as far as gear choices go since forever. I mean, since we got our hands on a Sacred Scroll and a Tome of Holy Healing, we've never given them anything else whatsoever. Wrathful Bandana. This is a long dungeon, and healing received could be relevant. But it's also big bonus damage. Gives her a penalty to her healing skills as well. You know what? No, we can do better than that. What about we just give her like an Ancestor's Pistol? No, because that's bonus accuracy, which we don't really care about. We could give her bonus damage, bonus speed, bonus dodge for a slight bonus in stress. I don't hate that. Ancestor's Lantern, I think, is straight up hot garbage. The Ancestor's Map would also not be this useful on a long mission. Somebody should be toting that. And I kind of feel like maybe Agent Cooper is the right target for that particular task. So let's have Agent Cooper take the Ancestor's Map. And, I don't know, maybe like the Medic's Greaves is, I think, customarily what we give her. But I'd really rather have her just give something that's giving her damage instead. A Sun Ring. Bonus damage, bonus accuracy. No, it's also bonus stress. We can't have that. We could give her a bunch of bonus dodge. Not a terrible idea. The Wrathful Bandana. Bonus damage, bonus... No, I mean, we were just... No, we can't do that. Don't we have... Oh, you know what we need to give her? There. Yeah, we need to give her the Fuseman's Matchstick. Bonus 10 damage to range. Yeah, that's exactly what we need right there. Fuseman's Matchstick. Agent Cooper. Now you're sorted. Ah, yeah. You know, Agent Cooper character from X Factor was actually supposed to be the, like, in the head canon of the writer, she was supposed to be the sister, I think, of the agent from Twin Peaks. Little known fact. So, long dungeon. We're going to need an abundance of torches. I'm going to take 3 full stacks. Food. I think we got to go with 2 and change here. Yeah, the ancestor is blinking all freaky. I see you trying to turn into a horde of abomination beasts down there. I'm not really that worried about it. 4 shovels seems fine. Blight and bleed, are we really worried about them? You know, let's take 1 of everything else just for curio interaction purposes. We already have a holy water. Well, here, take that back then. And I think we're good. Let's do this. Off we go. Into the long lair dungeon. And long is good. We need EXP for this team. A long dungeon means a lot of EXP. We might be able to rank up to 4 here. I live for risk and darkness, by the way. So, you know, that's why occasionally I just don't bring torches or food or sometimes anything into the dungeon. It's because I live for risk and darkness, not because I'm a horrifically stupid idiot.
But perhaps we can slay them even faster.
This is a ridiculous number of room battles, actually. And look at this fucking hallway battle layout, though. There's a battle on every side of this room. This is just bullshit. All right, well, we're not going that way. I'm actually really glad I brought the Ancestors map on this. All right, team, it's time to get to work. Here comes the drums of doom. Good dodges from everybody but Agent Cooper back there. Cooper, you I'm very disappointed in. 13 damage to our piggy friend, and I think we just dropped the bomb. Aw, come on, Polaris. I was expecting a kill there. Little butcher's cut for multiple man. No, you cannot hit multiple man. There's simply too many of them. That's why they call him the multiple man. Gotta bleed. Little hook where it hurts. Lorna Dane taking a shank to the meat curtains. These guys are ruthless in their targeting of the genitals. They're always hooking people right where it hurts, and we all know where it hurts the most. You hook a chick right through the clit, man. That's a blow she's gonna remember the rest of her life. Man, these guys cannot get enough of Polaris. They're all over. You know what? Here, just stun this man. I forgot why we brought you, and one of the things we brought you for is stun. So why don't you enjoy being locked down while we kill your little friend back here? There we go. Some damage and self-healing for Polaris, and in the end, Polaris gets hers back, followed up by a walloping crit from Havoc. I'm gonna take your gold and leave the gem.
Overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Yes, Wayne, thank you for reminding me that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer, because I had forgotten. Stashed heirlooms.
A handsome reward.
We're just gonna throw those on the ground.
For a task well performed.
Yeah, our Hamlet's in pretty good shape, actually, there, Mr. Ancestor Narrator guy. I don't really feel like we need necessarily to worry. Look at all of these fucking room battles, though. Or not room battles, but hallway battles. They're everywhere. Empty sack. Well, of course it's empty. We've been hooked where it hurts so many times. Our genitals are completely ravaged. Do you think there's anything left in my scrotum at this point but blood and scar tissue? No, it's just blood and scar tissue. All right, this is bad, actually. We got a slavering ghoul. They are probably the, if not the most dangerous, maybe the second or third most dangerous enemy in Darkest Dungeon, and I hate them a great deal. We're gonna mark you up. Unfortunately, we can't get any damage on that guy out of Havoc. He's just not equipped for it. We do have some stress healing, which we can do, but there is this corpse eater here who we should probably, you know, hack in a little bit. The weaken prey, which I think is a mark, right? Oh, it also gives us a monstrously huge damage debuff. Okay, well that's bad. 17 damage on the mark target. Pretty good output. I think we just go for the Hunter's Whistle. Lead is nice, but not going to be ultimately enough. Another weaken prey. Oh, no, sorry. You will not weaken Havoc. He spent time with Scott Summers. He knows what it means to have your life drained by the succubus. And by that, I mean that horrid witch Jean Grey, who slowly and irrevocably drained the life from Cyclops. You have 2 damage per round bleed, but you're also, you know, only have 2 hit points, so I don't think we have to really worry about messing with you anymore. Let's put a bullet in your betentacled friend. Let's see if we can get a stun on this guy. Man, Blackjack is really quite good in the stun department. It's got a massive stun. I'm going to take the opportunity to get a little stress relief here. We do want to keep our stress low, because our goal is to keep this team continually cycling through dungeon after dungeon after dungeon. We don't want to have to take any time off for these guys. If we can avoid it, time off, that's a thing we need to get rid of. Target whistle? go bite him in the face.
The beast, the greater the glory.
All right. Once again, trinkets are going on the floor. We have no real use for those. We are going to have a hallway battle, or rather a room battle in this one, but our objective is complete 100% of room battles, so we're making progress. Burn a torch, get that light up above 75 where we like it. Just a bunch of corpse eaters and one drummer back here. All right, little drummer boy. You gonna go rum-tum-tum-tum on your drum-drum-drum-drum? I mean, it is almost Christmas. And by almost Christmas, I mean, you know, after September, because apparently Christmas starts like September 24th now and just runs all the way straight back through the following March. It's always Christmas now. It's always Christmas. It always will be. This blight is unfortunate. Let's get out in front of that a little bit, throw some heals. Nice shot from Agent Cooper. That time spent down on the range with Mulder and Scully has really paid off. Creeping cough? What does that do again? It's fucking terrible is what it is. God damn, how do we keep getting these shitbox diseases from nothing? Minus 20% damage. That's a horrifically serious debuff for this entire dungeon. Stun this fucker so we don't have to take that shit again. Oh, now get munched on, too. Oh, okay, it's all the hate on Jamie Madrox. Of course, he is marked, which is going to explain some of that, but still, I just made that stun entirely pointless. I don't think we have a way to cure diseases while camping, which is bad. We'll burn the torch.
But a victory nonetheless.
I mean, I guess we'll just use the anti-venom because we need to free up some inventory space. Throw those on the ground. This means we're going to have to take a week off for stress relief. I really wish somebody in this team had a way to cure disease. I mean, I don't suppose any of you have a way to cure disease, right? Field dressing? No. All right, we would need a plague doctor for that, and we do not have one. If we go this way, we've got one hallway battle. Any other way we go, we have a minimum of 2. More slavering ghouls. Alright, here comes the skull toss. This is a big stress attack. 17 stress. We got to cut and a stun as well, which is a pain in the ass, but nobody keeps Agent Cooper down. And with the damage debuff we have working here, it seems like maybe just going for a lot of bleed damage is probably going to be one of our more effective stratagems. Actually going to drop a heal here. We could have killed one of those maggots in all likelihood. But it really didn't matter which, I mean, we're going to get one of those maggots dead either way. This one is bleeding too. It's not a great bleed. Beautiful dodge from Polaris.
Slowly, gently.
The North Star, as I like to occasionally call her, Polaris. How come nobody in the comic ever made that joke? Probably because Polaris was Magneto's daughter and she doesn't really seem like the kind of person that would be that tolerant of being made fun of. Blackjack that ghoul, because I don't want to take any more of his shit. Good stun, good critical, good stress relief. It's all good. Shot through the heart? No, shot in the chest, maybe. Just doesn't have quite the same ring to it. Shot in the chest! And I don't really have a follow-up. I mean, you're definitely to blame because you're holding a smoking gun. And by the way, I called the authorities. They're on the way. Now, oh, we stunned him back to back. Man, even with the stun resistance that guy had, Jamie Madrox's stun was still enough to get the job done. That blackjack ability, it's something. It's good, man. You can really lock some stuff down. More lightning from Polaris. Mistress of electromagnetism. And, yep, cursed champion has fallen. I'll take your gold. I don't need these. I have like 200 and some deeds. Just an absolutely absurd number of deeds. Oh, good. Well, I mean, you know what? We were going to have to do disease resistance anyway, so who cares? What are we out? We're not really out anything. As long as that doesn't prevent us from completing the mission, it costs us effectively nothing. We don't need to go this way, so we're going to skip it. We need stress relief. You got 17, 2, and 11. All right, what's your chance should be good with the... Wow, even with the Ancestors map, you only got an 85%. That's terrible. I'm still going to make you do it because I want the stress relief, but damn, that's bad. Let's throw our medicinal herbs in here. Okay, that'll give us a damage buff that will help counter the damage penalty that we took earlier for no reason. Gonna burn a couple torches. Back above 75, and we're into a hallway fight. or rather a room battle. Does this connect on the way up? I need to move the map here, game. Hold on a second. I'd like to... Alright, fine. Don't let me move the map then. Be a jerk. See if I care. Also, stun that Swinotar. Get that guy on lockdown. I want this large corpse eater killed before he has a chance to mark me. Polaris is not really helping out in that respect. We'll get you marked up. Yeah, here comes the damage debuff. No, the dodge! Nice work. The multiple man, he is an elusive foe. Or foes. Not sure if you can use singular adjectives to describe multiple man. I mean, his own adjective in his very name implies multiplicity. Yes, the greatest Michael Keaton movie. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Give me the bleed here. Nope. Well, I was hoping to get the kill on this guy and just to cheat bleed out of that, but it's not going to happen. Alex Summers got pushed to the back. Honestly, that's not really a problem for us. He's just going to Holy Lance his way back to the front. Tentacle Devour. Debuff on it. -5 crit. It's not really that big a deal. We don't like having multiple man in the front, but he can work a little bit out of the first slot. He does have some abilities that are still going to pay dividends. It's only going to matter long enough. Well, I guess we're going to charge a corpse. We got the Mace Bash from Lorna Dane. It's fine. She's not just the daughter of Magneto and the master of electromagnetism. She's a capable fighter in her own right. She took some self-defense courses over at the local community college, and they've really paid dividends for her in her superheroing career. Also, stun this man, please. Don't let it be said that local judo school that's in every single strip mall you've ever driven past. It's good for you spiritually, it's good for you physically. Build not only will, but also it's building character and your mind, body, and general whole being and healthiness. Just because it's in a strip mall doesn't mean they don't have enlightenment to offer you. Yeah, it's next to a breakfast place called the Egg and Eye, but still, you can learn a lot from those guys. He has a black belt, man, in judo. He knows shit about life. So we're gonna put our party back in order. We found our secret room, which is beautiful. The only real drawback to the finding of the secret room is that we don't have enough inventory space currently to really take full advantage of it. We could make some space, and we're going to. I think we'll just camp in this room. It's a little early for camping, and we don't really have stress to speak of.
A spot without
We'll go ahead and feast. That frees up 2 inventory slots. We'll get rid of this camp. We're doing fine. Man's best friend, therapy dog. Let's just go for the therapy dog. Hits everybody, gives them a little bit of a buff. The only person with stress left is you. We're gonna Sanctuary, just to make sure we don't get ambushed and have to fight another extraneous fight. We'll encourage that. And now if only somebody had brought in a little disease resist, we'd be standing tall. We don't really need to chant. Marching plan. I mean, that gives everybody bonus speed. Let's just restring our crossbow. Why did you get a debuff? Oh, it lowers your speed? Really? That's weird. I feel strong and powerful. Place is horrific. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. What do you care, multiple man? I mean, you're literally 0 risk. You're just some copy of you. And there's 7,500 gold. Perfect. Yeah, you know what? Hold that off perfectly. We're going to ditch a shovel here, dig our way through this barricade, avoid some of these pointless room battles, and go up and around.
Such blockages are
assuming up and around is to be had. This does connect across the top, right? Yes, it does. Excellent. What did we get stressed for? We dug our way through that. Should not have gotten stressed there. Trap. 60%, 90%. 60 and 85. Who's got the most stress? It's a tie. Tie goes to multiple man because if he sets off a trap, it's just a discarded. What is multiple man out? Oh no, one of my clones got killed. Boo-hoo. Another moonshine barrel. I will take your damage buff, moonshine barrel. I'm drunk and angry. What of it, man?
In Radiance, may we find victory.
Some bandits. Not really a problem. Little slice and dice. Alright, immediately a problem, because that critical actually hurt quite a bit. Then again, you know, I was concerned about stress for this team, but we don't really have to worry about stress because we're already looking at downtime to heal these two sort of brutal and unreasonable diseases that we picked up. Just two random mobs gave us two of the worst possible diseases you can have on a team. We're gonna go this Harry here. Yeah, it doesn't do a lot of damage, but the aggregate damage is, you know, you gotta consider that. That's actually 2-point bleed on each of these guys. That's gonna ultimately make a difference in the long run. And by ultimately, I mean always. It's ultimately going to make a difference in the long run, and also in the dictionary under the definition of the word redundant, it just says "see redundant." It's not true, but I wish it was. 15 damage out of Havoc. All right, cry Havoc. Loose the Hounds of War. Speaking of Hounds of War, there they are. Comes a little shank action. Adroitly dodged by Agent Cooper. You know, for a non-superhero hanging out with X Factor Calib... I can't even finish that sentence. I was going to say hanging out with people as powerful as the members of X Factor, but then, you know, I'm actually still talking about X Factor, and they're not. They're chumps.
The slow death. Unforeseen.
Yep, the slow, unforeseen death, and here's an enjoyable stun for you, because I don't want to take another round of bleed. Let's do a little healing and stress relief here. Critical heal from Valerie Cooper. We got this guy locked down for a minute, and he is bleeding a little as well. So we can afford to take some time. Stress relief, who's got the most? 23, 21, 19, 14. All right. Little self-heal, little stress relief as well. Brings us down 9. Lorna Dane gonna heal herself and drop a bolt of lightning on that jackhole. Get fricasseed, dog! Yeah, we gave him the old KFC treatment.
Clearly in view.
Give me this ruby.
Or
Give me this
is it
gold.
merely
The rest of this
trick
stuff.
the light?
We could throw it on the floor, but here, let's do this instead. We got 2 bandages. We might as well take advantage of those, and we'll pick up that jade, which effectively pays for the 2 bandages. I'm really glad I brought the Ancestors map into this dungeon. It has saved us quite a bit of trouble. It's one of, I think, the best Ancestors trinkets, and it kind of feels underrated. Hardly ever see anybody taking the Ancestors trinket, but
is struck.
it's really good.
A blazing star is
Jade
born.
goes on the floor. Honestly, we probably should have just used another torch, kept that jade, and moved the... Oh, right, there's a trap there. Well, we dodged it, so it's, you know, effectively the same as disarming it, save for the stress relief we could have gotten. What's our light at? 82. 82 is light enough. Same fight we just had. It's a Yogi Berra deja vu all over again moment. You know what we should be doing? If we're looking for inventory space, we should be eating those stupid dog treats. Hate those goddamn things. That is, it really is a barrier to entry for me for respecting the Houndmaster. The fact that part of his class ability, just part of his overall usefulness as a trooper, takes up an inventory slot, I kind of find to be bullshit. He seems a little weak because he's balanced around the fact that he has these dog treats. I don't like it. Put some healing back to undo some of these bullshit bleeds we've been hit by. And start working on trying to make those bullshit bleeds not reoccur.
Eradicated.
Nice shot from, man, Agent Cooper really is quite the marksman. Can you hear them, Agent Cooper? Do you hear the shrieking of the lambs? Does it haunt your dreams, Agent Cooper? Do you think about pies and all of the pies that you could, at one point in your life, have eaten, perhaps with your brother? Do you think about the pies, Clarice? Can you hear the shrieking of the blackberries? Actually, I don't know what kind of pie they ate in Twin Peaks. Just know Pie was basically a character in the movie. Or the television show. It was actually a TV show. But Pie was effectively the main character. Probably apple pie. It's the most American pies, and that was set in, like, Minnesota. So it seems like apple pie would be just folksy enough to be correct. Another back-to-back stun for multiple man. That's really good. Throw a heal at her, too. Kind of feel like stress relief would be useful here. We do have this guy stunned, so his next turn is wasted. We got some time here. He's unstunned now, so we want to probably focus on killing him. Unless we can stun him again. Well, I mean, for certain values of stunned, he's definitely stunned. I mean, he's dead.
Be wary.
that gold.
Pride precipitates
I suppose we'll take the
dizzy
citrine.
fall.
We've already found a secret room, so the key at this point is useless, and we have, I think, like 200 and some deeds just sitting idle, wanting a use, and there is no use for them anymore. Hunger? Eh, it's fine. We still have abundant supplies of food. Picking up a little bonus torch here.
As the light
This room
gains
does not
purchase,
have a battle. No, it does. This,
spirits are
actually, we
lifted.
could be looking at just our last two rooms here.
Clear.
Squiggly Idol got a little surprise. So, drop the... Let's see if we can kill this large corpse eater before it gets a chance to go. We're going to stun the Swinotar. And let's see if we can get this corpse eater... Let's see if we can bring him down. 14 damage. In all likelihood, we are not going to be able to do enough damage to bring him down. We might be able to beat him on a speed roll, though. Swinotar is unstunned. We can pray. Critical's real bad.
How could you fear?
But that's fine. That was also quite a bit of stress because of the critical. We'll see if we can undo some of that. You're marked, so yeah, I was going to say, Beastmaster's Bite should be doing pretty catastrophic damage. Let's go across the board for the heals here. I think we just go ahead and mark you up. Comes the Boar's Rush. 11 damage for Havoc, which is fine because he's already got such a huge damage debuff that having him actually try and do damage is sort of pointless. We're going to have him focus on stress healing instead.
We require only the strength to follow.
When that buff wears off, we may revisit our overall strategy, but we're going to take advantage of this mark also while it exists. 28 damage out of 2 troopers is pretty solid output. I think we should just stick for damage here. Let's try and bring this guy down. The bleeds we're getting here are not crunching back in.
Dizzying blow to body and brain.
Yeah, the criticals are sort of piling up more stress than I'm comfortable with, but we can undo some of that stress. This guy's critical to the shit out of us, though. Where's our critical? Okay, fine, we got some back. Where's my stress relief? Okay, we got some of that, too.
This expedition at least promises success.
I mean, we could throw some holy water at the squiggly sigil here. And I do want to save 8 food for camping. We need to get rid of something out of our inventory. I'm thinking dog biscuit, because I'll never remember to use it. I wouldn't mind here. Did you just throw that on the ground? 8 torches on the ground for a book that you have like 6 copies of? Yes, yes I did. Eldritch Altar is purified. We got rid of... Oh, that gets rid of a quirk. Well, anemic is probably not what I would have chosen to get rid of. Compulsive is terrible. Mercurial and nervous are also all bad. I definitely would have probably had Alex Summers go for that, although... Yeah, that... Okay, yeah, we actually got rid of probably the worst quirk, but I don't ever remember what curios are, what they do, or how they work. I could sit down and build a spreadsheet and do like Talmudic levels of research to make sure I never get it wrong, but it's just, yeah, where's the fun in that? Sometimes you just gotta fly by the seat of your pants. Extra supplies.
Wealth beyond measure.
Wealth beyond measure. 50 gold and 2 food. Hell yeah, we're fucking retiring from this whole adventuring deal. I got 50 gold, which can't even buy 1/5 of a shovel. And 2 food, which should keep me alive for roughly 6 to 8 hours. Nothing to worry about ever again. This adventuring life of ours is over. I'm sure this will give us all of the diseases. Okay, so now we gotta cure some rabies too. Although rabies is a disease I'm relatively comfortable with keeping. For pretty much anybody except a Vestal. We're gonna get solid aggregate damage out of this. We got the 4-way bleed, which was nice. I don't really want to get any more diseases, so let's start throwing some damage at these assholes in the background. If only Havoc could hit that deep. We don't have to hit that guy again. We're gonna take one to our scarred scrotum. Poor Havoc, man. He's suffering a lot of genital trauma here. But that is the last genital trauma he's gonna suffer in this fight. We got stunned. It's not the end of the world. Kill this piece of garbage. Man, Valerie Cooper on fire with the crits. That Fugeman's Master Stick, I feel like, is really helping us out quite a bit. Comes the Drums of Doom. A little bit of stress attack. Not really a problem. We do have still an opportunity to camp, so a lot of that stress damage we're going to be able to undo. 11 damage and a bite. More bleed. You're bleeding 4. Unfortunately, he's got 7, so we are going to have to hit him with something. 27 from Agent Cooper is definitely more than enough to get the job done. And now I think we just got to wail on this dude. We want to bring him down. Bring him down before he gets a chance to do more harm or hit us with another critical and stress us out.
These nightmarish
2
creatures
rubies.
can be felled. They
What are we gonna
can
get rid
be
of?
beaten.
225 gold. Well, this, honestly, I think we'll just drink this holy water. And take the gold. The portraits I don't really care about. We'll open the box to Gwyneth Paltrow's head. One of these days, man.
Laden with loot.
Yeah, laden with loot. They doubled up on us from that last box that was laden with loot, and this one has 100 gold in it. I don't even know what I'm going to do with that kind of windfall. Feels like I won the fucking Powerball. You know, if I and like 240 other million people won Powerball due to some kind of bizarre glitch in a system that made every ticket a winner. That would be the greatest troll move of all time, though. If you could, that would be, if you could, oh man, that'd be the greatest hack of all time. Some hacker hacks it so that everybody gets the same numbers on every Powerball ticket, and then that those are also the winning numbers. Although I suppose if you could probably hack that system and get away with it, the last thing you would be concerned about is going with a goof. You just hack it so that you could win the Powerball and have the money. Probably why that hasn't happened yet. But it would be a fantastic troll move if it was just like everybody wins, because there'd be a whole shitload of people really, really excited for like 20, 30 minutes, and then they'd just be absolutely gutted. Be the ultimate dick move. A point-blank shot. That did a not insignificant amount of damage to somebody with as high of a protection stat as Havoc has. I think we're going to try and farm a little healing here. Let's start with a little physician heal thyself. And we should be able to delay this man effectively indefinitely, because we can just have multiple man bash his face in with a club over and over. I want some more healing, actually. Put that heal buff on us, too. And get clubby. There we go. We're just going to keep doing that for a minute till we get patched up a bit. Really, we only need enough patching up a bit to win one more fight, though, because that's all that exists in this dungeon. It's this, and then that's it. One more fight. 9 damage from Mistress Cooper. Havoc with the kill. And we're damn near finished here.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
I need some place to carry 75 gold. I guess we'll eat this for food. This has been a pretty profitable little dungeon as well. We got a lot of loot in here. I can never remember what goes on bone altars, so I'm just not going to screw with it. This is actually, you know, I say I can't remember what goes on bone altars. I'm pretty sure I've never known what goes on bone altars. There is one where you sacrifice firewood. Oh, good. This is delightful. Dull and uninteresting was the best I could have hoped for out of a curious prompt. Also, could we put our party back in order, please? Thank you. Don't really need my arbalist out of position 4. Nothing must be left undisturbed. Little free loot. See, now this time, you're actually correct, Mr. Narrator Man. 1,250 gold is a fortune to just find lying in an old backpack. We have no barriers between us and success, so that's going on the ground. Did I just throw all my... Oh, I threw shovels. I was going to say, did I just throw all my torches on the ground? No, I just threw shovels on the ground because we have no use for them. Stress relief, though? You have 21, 8, 16, 8. I don't have an open inventory slot, which is going to make swapping those very inconvenient. So you know what? Here, just let Valerie Cooper get rid of what little stress she has. And then when it comes time for our final camp, we can focus a little bit on Polaris if we need to. There's more fights to be had in this dungeon, but I kind of feel like the team has performed remarkably well. With the exception of a couple of unlucky disease resistances, we've done very well. 13 damage on old Rudda-Tum-Tum, little drummer boy there. Yeah, you want to march the cadence for your unit? Well, we're going to unfairly target you, and we'll be like, oh, Pete, that's a scumbag move. Are you really going to advocate the targeting of drummer boys in the Second Revolutionary War? Because there were 2, not just the 1? Yeah, I'm going to, because I'm a hideous monster. If that kid's what's keeping them marching in formation and firing in the correct timing, yeah, shoot that fucking kid first, then I want to win the war. I don't care about honor and nobility. I care about victory. I'll shoot an 8-year-old boy. You know whose fault that is? It's not mine for shooting him. It's the fault of the person who put an 8-year-old boy on the front line of battle armed only with a fucking drum. That's whose fault it is. Alex Summers getting choppy. Comes the Boar's Rush. Doubly dodged. Man, multiple man is absolutely unhittable. Why don't you club that man in the face? There's my stun. This guy is all of the done. Give me the stun and done, baby. It's like the Ron Popeil said it and forget it. Stun and done. Actually, we're more chipping away at this guy than doing anything remarkable. His turn's over, though, and he's about to get bit by a dog. Yep, there you go. That's it. Game, Hendrix. Well, this can go on the floor. I'm going to take the 625 gold. I'm going to continue adventuring for a moment because there's no compelling reason to not camp here. Take my free stress relief. Then we prevent nighttime ambush with the old sanctuary. And zealous speech. Yeah, there we go. The zealous speech has gotten rid of all of our stress. So we are 100% stress 3. I guess we'll just buy his best friend. Because who doesn't want to pet a dog? And then we're going to rest. Quest complete, dungeon complete. Let's open this chest and get the hell out of here. Contents are mine. It has nothing useful in it. I guess we'll take busts over portraits. Actually, we could have taken both by throwing those torches on the ground or eating that food, but we don't need heirlooms, man. We don't need them.
Their squeals fade. Their confidence is
Let's
shaken.
check out the hall, because this should be a pretty significant amount of loot. Yeah, that's almost 30. That's actually over 30 grand. So we hauled a fortune out of here, as well as like our 12th book of sanity and 3 busts. More importantly, though, the Resolve EXP is good. How come Agent Cooper is behind everyone else? Should be on the same level, Coop. What's up with that? Natural swing, 5 bonus accuracy. That's a solid pickup. Light sensitive. Doesn't really matter for a Vestal. It's irritating. It doesn't really matter. Resilient, replace stress healer. That's actually a direct drawback. And Valerie Cooper picked up a tapeworm, but she was going in for disease resistance anyway, so might as well worm her while we're in there. That's it. Just hold her down, get the worm medicine. We cured up all of our other diseases. And this team did get all promoted up. Look at that. Hey, we got we're rank 4 across the board. And it's disease time. So get rid of that creeping cough, because creeping cough, that's one of the worst diseases you can get. Rabies, we might as well cure it. Ordinarily, I would just let rabies roll, but for a Vestal, it's objectively bad. The tapeworm is irritating, but not the end of the world. We're going to choose to cure their wasting sickness and just hope that we get rid of the tapeworm, sort of a byproduct. Those antibiotics we're going to take, you know, we're not going to chimp out and give her the cheap stuff. We're not going with like just some garden variety penicillin that we drove down to Tijuana and bought across the border because it's unregulated there and we can just buy the shit. No. We're going top-notch pharmaceutical grade azithromycin here, and that'll get that tapeworm just with some collateral damage. Also, it seems like there are more horrible faces now. It's been just the one horrible face peeping at us periodically, but I can't help but notice that since we've done that second layer of the dungeon, I'm seeing more and more of those little terrors. That's nice. I'm also seeing the end of this episode. If you enjoyed it, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Of course, your support does really mean a lot, and if you'd like to see me continue to battle with my, I don't know, distraught state over the triumph of Squirrel Girl, it really does gall me, man. And if we can bring her back to life, I'm going to, and then I may send her into a dungeon by herself just to kill her so she can die a failure. Because that's how I roll. What can I say? I've got some pretty strong nihilist tendencies. Right now, though, this episode is going to be annihilated. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon.